Hey guys, Sean here, Major HBK from D Sweet Deals. In today's video, we're going to go over what sold in the month of November. Yes, it is now December, Christmas right around the corner, and we're going to try a little different, something a little different today with this what sold video. So, let's get into it. All right, guys, so we got a different setup today. I'm going to show you a little behind the scenes of how we get our videos done. We got our GoPro set up, as you can see, for the side view. So once we finish editing today, once we finish editing and put this video up, we'll see how we can play with the two different cameras. Right now we're recording through our iPhone, and then we got the GoPro. So let's go over what sold for the month of November. We're going to switch over to the laptop, and I'm going to show you what sold in eBay. We're probably going to go over what sold in Poshmark too for the month of November. We haven't done one of these videos in a while, so felt like we're going to have to change it up, relax through the video, do something different. No, I am a part-time reseller, so majority of what I do is in between my full-time job and dealing with the kids and making sure I have family time set aside in between. I do have to give a shout out on this video for my wife. She has been helping out lately with the relisting, and took a while for her to jump on board, but I'm glad she came aboard. Now the hard part about that is I have to teach her the business. And as you guys know, I'm not the best teacher, but trial and error is good to work with your significant other. So we making the business grow. So we doing things. We doing big things. All right, so we are going to go on over to our computer here and go over what sold for the month of November. These Uggs sold for 38 bucks. Pretty decent condition. We spent, for these, we paid about $10. Majority of the stuff that we bought in November, we did see an increase in buy costs, so we spent about between 10 to about 13 bucks on most of these shoes. The Uggs are on the higher end, but they sold for 38. The buyer paid $8.80 in shipping. So we pretty much made out pretty good with those. I actually tried to keep these Uggs. I ain't even going front. I put them on. They were a little too snug. Maybe it was the socks. But if they had fit, those would have been mine. Next up, we got some Incredible 2. Mr. Incredible. I've actually sat on this Mr. Incredible at a set. This is about one of the final ones from the Incredible 2. Had them for about 2 years. Sold on auction for about $5. Not a big profit on this, but I was trying to move it since I held on to it so long. And the buyer paid shipping, about $4 in shipping. This was part of a bulk deal when we first started buying pallets. So we already made our money back on that pallet. So these, I was just ready to move them, make room for new profit. Next up is Alex Cannon men's large dress shirt. As you guys recall, when I first started reselling, I was reselling clothes. I'm currently in transition from the clothing to mainly sneakers, but I do mix in palettes sometimes. So I would have a lot of seasonal items, mixed goods. But that's the direction the shop is going now. This Alex Cannon, this was a pretty decent condition. This we picked up for about $5 at Goodwill. The buyer paid shipping, sold for $15.99. So minus the $5 we spent, probably $3 in fees. We probably made about $8 on this shirt. So it's profit. That's the name of the game. When it comes to reselling, it's not about holding on for the biggest amount of money. You gotta know that we're in a business to make money, so products gotta move. Next up, we got some Keen women's tan suede fur line loafers. Keen's been selling great for us this season. See, we can't keep Keens in stock in our store. Sold for $30 with $8.80 shipping. Buyer pays the shipping. As I said before, majority of the stuff we're buying now is for about $10. So minus that $10 from the 30 plus uh eBay fees, probably see about 20 to 25 in profit for this shoe. Next up is some LL Beans brown leather gumshoes. Another shoe that does not stay long in our store. We list these, and within 1 to 2 days, these sell. These are hot items. So I can imagine them at new value. This sold for $45 with $9.30 for shipping. Buyer pays that. We picked these up for about $8 to $10. So that's not bad on the profit side. Next we have some Crayola fashion superstars. This was uh this was from our bulk buy last Christmas. We had a bulk buy that we picked these up from. We still have about one more of these in stock. Sold for $19.99. Buyer pays $4.50 in shipping. It's about a $10 profit after fees. Next is some Pumas. Now, this style of Pumas does sell pretty well for us. It's about maybe the third or fourth pair I sold this year of this type of design. Different colors, but this design. Sold for $20 and the buyer paid $8.80 in shipping. These Pumas, normally we get them for around about between $5 to $8, depending on which thrift store we go into. We got another pair of Uggs. Ugg Australia Soul Bang women's. These were pretty cute. Not going front. Kind of like these. These only sat on the shelf for about 2 to 3 days. Another hot ticket item for Uggs. We did a little bit of cleanup on them, but they were pretty good, decent condition. Sold for about $30 with the buyer paying shipping. And we paid around $10 to $12 for these Uggs. Next up is some New Balance Cush women's. New Balance hasn't really been selling for us. We sell them on and off, but we got a good stock amount of New Balance. Trying to move those out, but these sold for about $23 with the buyer paying shipping. Pretty decent condition. Next up is some Hush Puppies. This is actually the second pair of Hush Puppies I've sold this year. Don't see too many of them in the thrift stores, but when you do, if you see them, grab them. They're still selling. They're still hot. Well, for the women that buy them, but they're still hot. Those sold for $27, buyer paying shipping. If I'm not mistaken, we picked these up for about $6. It was half price off. So we got those on a sale. Now, this was our sale of the month. And it was an international sale at that. These Alden 311s, I've been sitting on them for about a year and a half. We got those at a thrift store for $5. And I tell you, when I first got my hands on these and I looked them up, the resale value was high, but it took forever to sell these. And we sold them at a very good price. They sold for $110. Sales like these are rare. Pretty decent condition, good treads. Not too much sign of wear. $110 international, buyer pays shipping, and we did sold these through the global shipping program on eBay. So basically, we ship them into eBay, and eBay take care of all the rest with the international shipping and everything. All right, all right. Speed up this a little bit. Speed it up. We got the Nike Air Jordan 13 Retro. These are size 2.5 youth. These were in like new condition. Sold for $50. Buyer paid shipping. And next we got these Merrill Mob FST hiking boots or hiking shoes. Sold for $30 with the buyer paying shipping. These are in like new condition. Next up is Ambience Apparels women dress. Now, this is something we've been sitting on for a while. Also, this is when we first started. We were selling clothing. As you can see, the backgrounds are even different. So as time has went on, we have improved our backgrounds, our studios, year by year. Progress, folks, progress. This sold for $9.46 with the buyer paying shipping. Ambience Apparel, women's dress. We've got the Polo Sports Ralph Lauren shoes. Now, I can't tell if these were water shoes or regular hiking shoes, trail shoes. They look like water shoes to me. But they sold for $25 with the buyer paying shipping. We picked those up for about $5. Those were on sale for half price. Next up is some Asics Gel Exalt 2. These were in pretty good condition. Like new. Love the colors. Ooh, we didn't want to do that, but since we did. Sold for $28.50 with the buyers paying shipping. We sold another incredible, another one of that bulk pallet lot that we bought about a year or two back. Another one that we sold for $5. As I stated before, we had a pallet, one of the first pallets that we bought, and we got a bunch of these incredible tools. We already made our money back on the pallet, so we just needed to move these out of storage so we can make more room for more inventory. So it's like we gave them away, sold for $5, buyer paying shipping. Hang in there with me, folks. We almost to the end of this. Almost to the end. We got some Kings. Listen, stick with the Kings. Kings is hot this year. Let's hope it's still hot next year. These are King Kush Housers, women's gray quilted lime booties. Sold for $28. Buyer pays shipping. Now, in my store, we try not to do free shipping unless it's a high ticket item or something that's brand new. And the reasoning for this is we're already doing free returns, so we can't just do free shipping also. We're not one of the big time sellers, so we're still learning and growing. So as the growing process, as time goes on, we will eventually transition over to the free shipping, but that's when we become a bigger store and we go full time. We have Brooks Dyad 7, men's size 9.5. These were almost like new condition. Sold for $30 with the buyer paying shipping. We have an Exhilaration pink floral dress. This was part of the bulk buy we did from Wholesale Ninjas. This sold for $11.99 with the buyers paying shipping. Another one of our good deals we did. The Fishguard XJ Sprint Cross Country Ski Boots. These bad boys right here sold for $34 with the buyer paying shipping. Oh, why did it start over? These right here are Burton snowboarding boots, size 12. These bad boys only had them listed for a week, and they sold for $79.99. Now, unfortunately, with this deal here, they were lost by the USPS in transit for almost a month, to the point where I had to file a claim on these shoes. They were shipped priority mail, so once it wasn't delivered and it still said there was some issue going on with them, we were able to file a claim, put the claim in, and got the claim approved. So we had to cancel the order for the buyer, but the USPS also had to pay us back for these boots at this buy cost of $79.99. We had another international sale on this Shimano cycling shoes, which the buyer made an offer but then refused to pay, so we had to end up canceling that. We had some women's LEI chunky platform sneakers sold for $39. These are vintage shoes. Didn't take that long to sell. Price took about a week. Picked these up for about $7. Got some Omega walking shoes. These, I swear, probably were never worn. Brand spanking new. Picked them up in the thrift store for about $8. Sold for 30. Guys, you can't be afraid to try new shoes. I've never heard of Omega shoes before, and I picked them up just on the condition of how they looked. They looked expensive, so I thought they would make some money, and they did. So you can't be afraid to take risks on different shoes that you don't know about. Always do your research. Open up the eBay app, Poshmark app, Macari app, Facebook Marketplace. See what they're selling for. and decide if it's worth picking up. Next, we have some Keens. Told you guys, Keens are hot. Keen sandals sold for $39.99, and the buyer paid shipping. We have our Phoebe Howell Charmed action figure. Any of you grew up on watching the original Charm? This is the doll of Phoebe. You know, brand new in its original box. The box is a little beat up, but it sold for about $25. And we did free shipping on this one. Last but not least, some Echo leather walking shoes. These were sold for $22. We accepted the best offer on these, and the buyer paid shipping. All right, so we're gonna go on over to Poshmark now. Now we're not gonna go in depth one by one of what sold in Poshmark. It's probably like about 15 sales in Poshmark, but you guys get the idea of what's been selling, mostly shoes and a little bit of clothing here. On Poshmark, it's mostly shoes. So we sold some Brooks Adrenaline GTS 18s for $25. On Poshmark, all sales are paid by the buyer. Unless you decide to pay, you send them an offer where you're offering them free shipping. We haven't done that, so all shipping has been paid by the buyer. Next up, we got some Brooks Women Edition Addiction 13, black and pink. Hope you guys can see the little hand there pointing to that. As you can see, we got some 5 stars, 3 star, another 5 star. We got some J41 Jeep women's hiking sandals. We got some Donna Mountain black and brown leather rubber boots. We have Merrell Encore Ice. Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't reading the prices of those, so let's back up a little bit. The J41 Jeeps was sold for $20. The Donna Mountains, they were sold for $40. Let's click into that real quick. See, this gotta do a lot of clicking just to get the pictures up. Not bad boots. Okay, let's go on. We got the Merrell Encore Ice sold at $38. We have the Durango black leather Western Cowboy boots. Those sold for $40. I'm going to click into these. Now, guys, if you ever see these in the thrift store, don't hesitate to pick this brand up. The Durangos, they sell for money. Do not be afraid to pick up the Durangos. Just make sure you look at your comps before you get them. Don't buy them too high. We spent about $10 on those. We have a bundle here. Nitri Fusion. Let's see what else we sold. And a Nike Free Run. We did a bundle deal for 35 for the Nike, 30 for the Nike Free. As you can see, our earnings were $44.20. So I think we sold these for about $65. Let me see, show details. Yep, $65. They had a seller discount of $9.75 minus the Poshmark fee of $11. and we get $44.20 plus $4.85 for sales tax. So as you guys can see, there's a lot of fees that come out of transactions like this, but if you buy the shoes just right, you still make a profit. Brook Glycerin 17, sold those for $28. We have Asics Gel Content 5, sold for $22. Some aerosols, the first sneaker palette that we did over 3 years ago. Still holding on to some shoes. Those sold for $17. We're trying to clear those out. Another Brooks Glycerin 15, sold for $28. There goes the Magic Keens, guys. Keens. Pair of Keens dry men's brown waterproof low hiking boots, $30. Once again, Uggs. Uggs spent, what are those? Uggs women's Airdern-Dak. Ugh, don't know how to pronounce that, but these Uggs sold for $50. You got some Saucony men's Ride 6, sold for $26. Keens again, sold for $30. And this last deal here was canceled because that shoe was out of stock. All right, guys. So that is the what sold for. So, guys, that is what sold for the month of November. It was a pretty decent month when it came to sales. I think we did pretty good. A lot of shoes that sold, and that's what we wanted. We are transitioning to mainly shoes. So, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We are working on bringing you more videos, better videos, interesting videos. So we're trying to switch it up. We're trying to do things a little different, trying to bring you different quality as we grow this channel. But you're along for the journey. I never said it was going to be easy. I don't make it look easy. It's hard work. It's hard work. But until next time, guys, this is Sean Bajan HBK signing off. Don't forget the behind the scenes. Till next time. Okay. All right, guys. So, as you can see, I originally had the setup for when I was recording to record as side view of how I was making a video for the what sold. I even show you guys the preview of the camera through the phone that I had set up. But this whole time, I did not realize that I did not hit the record button on this camera over here. So yeah, this is definitely going to be a blooper at the end of the what sold. Well, like I said before, this is a work in progress. We're going to get this together. Y'all stick with me. This channel's going to grow. It's going to grow. But until next time, Sean Bajan HBK is out.